That's funny, man. Hope you would have already. I would have already said screw it and got out the power tools. Yeah, I started off with the power tools yesterday. Well, at least now it's mostly the finishing sanding. The level sanding was the bitch. Well, it's not that bad, but pretty close to it.
George Thorogood on 103.9 Fox. George Thorogood's former home has
Yeah, it's coming out, man.
from Delaware, but he's now
See, I got who's here.
So he bought the home in 81.
Oh, Tom, how's it going?
And now the fan
George,
has
how's it
sold
going?
Here's the thing, though. The new residents pretty much don't care that it belongs to George Thorogood. They said that it's cool, but it's not the reason they bought the house. They just really loved that it was a free.
See if this gets doxed because I got the radio playing.
I mean, priorities, I guess. Up next,
Or not doxed, but flagged.
Come on back.
Fox.com is easier to navigate. Has quicker loading streaming and is optimized for both computers and mobile devices. And it's got that new website smell. That's the good stuff. See and smell it for yourself.
I hope it's nice when it's finished. All this fucking work would have been useless if it comes out like shit or something happens.
Take 20% off MSRP on new Ford pickups. That's 10 to 14.
A few air bubbles that pop through here. Is like an air bubble here, here, here.
Ford Escape or Ford Fusion for just $17,995.
I don't think I can sand them out either.
Fusion for just $179 for 24 months. This is our biggest event of the year. Take 20% off new pickups. Buy a Ford Escape or a Ford Fusion for $17,995, or drive either one for $179 for 24 months. All these vehicles are in stock.
It is.
See it, buy it,
Who's that?
drive it all the same day. Full Valley Ford
Tom, it is kind of for babies, but when someone steals your own shit and puts it up on their own crap, that's kind of or your pictures or artwork and shit like that that you've done yourself, then I can kind of see where people get pissed with that.
Karaoke. Gambling kiosks where you can play the latest video poker games or throw darts and shoot pool in Riverside.
No, I can't touch up the air bubbles unless I put epoxy back, unless I recoat this thing with epoxy again. When it buffs out, you won't see them. They'll go away after it's buffed, but I know they're there. It's kind of one of those things where everyone goes ooh and ah and shit, but you know where all the mistakes are. Which is fine. It's not that big of a deal. Again, this was kind of like, even though I did a lot of custom work with it as far as routing it out, the LEDs and shit like that, this is still kind of a test just to see how this shit works with the glaze coat, epoxy resin, whatever you guys want to call it. Just to see how it was going to be to do it. And I got to tell you, from experience, doing it is a pain in the ass.
Granger's got your back. Whatever you need, whenever you need it. Granger's got your back.
I would do the face of a guitar again, but I would not do the whole body with this shit.
Got my back. Call, click Granger.com or stop by.
Because it is like fucking
For the ones who get it done.
a pain in the ass as far as doing the, when you put it over the top, it runs down the sides, no matter how well you mask it off. If you don't have the right tape to do it, it's going to get underneath the tape as the epoxy heats up to cure. And then after that, we'll turn this radio down a little bit. After that, you're stuck with the run, and you really can't do nothing about it. Sand out the run, scrape it out, however you want to do it. But this was kind of a test to see how this would work using it instead of spraying it, having something to spray on, doing it with a pour on. If you look at some of the guitars that come out, as far as what they use for a finish, like ESP's finish on it, their guitar is like a real thick, heavy, hard fucking shell. Yeah, I would use epoxy again, but I would not use it for the whole body. It just takes way too much as far as, I guess, what I'm doing now. Trying to sand this shit out and get it ready for buffing. Depending on what it looks like, as far as the little crater, if it's a crater that's pretty good size, yeah, I could fill that up. That's not a big deal. But it's like a little pinhole. These bubbles, they look like a little pinhole. And when you sand it, they dry and they got like a white look to them. So when I go and do the buffing, the rubbing compound will kind of like polish it out. So I'm not really too worried about it. And it's just on the sides. The top and the back are fucking really good. Trying to coat these sides with epoxy, I had to set the body up to where it was kind of like, if I wanted to do this side here, this had to be perfectly level. Mask off everything, pour it on just this area over here. Once that cured, remove all the fucking tape, tilt it like I had to stand it up on an angle like this, so this area here was flat. I poured the epoxy here. Same thing with all the other sides. Now the hardest side to do was this side here because it's got a curve. Trying to epoxy that. But I got it done. It's just all the runs and shit from the tape not sticking and using crappy fucking tape. The green automotive tape, I wish I still had. I ran out of this shit. I've been wanting to get a hold of Terrace Supplies. That way I can pick up some more of this shit. And I just haven't had time to do nothing, so I've just been using what I've got. I've been putting this off for so long, it's unreal. Yeah, it should disappear. They should disappear once I start buffing it out. But I want all these sides to be square, level, flat. No runs. And I use this is a marker, one of those real thick highlighted markers. I just wrap, I need a curve so I can get into this part right over here. And this works out fine. I know Bot was excited about this thing, having it on his Hangout, so. Which was pretty cool. The only thing is this epoxy clogs up the paper, even wet sanding it a lot. Thanks, man. There's a long story about why I left, and Elmo had nothing to do with it. Neither did anybody else, but there was some other shit that was going on that kind of turned into a lot more bullshit than what it should have been. So I took off. But because of popular demand, just like every other time I left, which is cool. You guys wanted me to come back and continue doing what I'm doing, so I did. Hey Dan, how's Rosie doing? How you doing? Hope all is well. You guys know Dan Beck. He's the one who won the Rosie guitar kit that I built a while back. Yellow PRS style guitar kit with the roses wood burned into it. Another thing I noticed with this epoxy too is like when you're wet sanding with car paint and you let the sand, whatever you sanded off, dry on your finish, you could just wipe it off with a damp rag. This shit here does not wipe off very easily with a damp rag. You guys got rain out there by you guys, Dan? We had some last night, but nothing really special. Rounding off these edges is a bitch. Don't want to go through it. See, I got a buildup of epoxy right here. And when it started running, because this is arched over here, and I had to pour a little bit on one side and a little bit on the other side, because this is arched, it kind of like settled right over here. So I gotta fucking sand that down. Try to level it off. Which is not easy because with a block I could probably do a lot better. Because this is curved, it's not gonna flatten out the way I want it to. The bitch about this body of this guitar, when I did all the wood burning, it put an indentation where all the lines are and shit, and all the dots were making it look like it was stamped or riveted metal. Every time I put a coat of epoxy on it, it was a divot in each one of these little spots. So I had to put another coat of epoxy on it. Then I had to put another coat on it just to get rid of that those divots and make it all smooth. So I really didn't, when I got involved in this one, I didn't plan it out too well. It's coming out all right, but I didn't plan it out too well. But again, all this shit is like fucking a learning process. You learn from your mistakes. So when you do another one, you don't do the same mistakes. So if I don't pay attention to you guys that much in the chat, don't get mad because kind of watching what I'm doing too here. But I'm still looking to see what you guys are saying.
People are saying right now that she's the new Eddie Van Halen simply because the fact that she's playing and so successful is inspiring other young girls to take up music.
Well, I'm not trying to be a Will Galvin or anybody else. I'm just doing my own thing as far as what I'm building and how I'm building it. Eventually, I start getting the tools that I want to get and find somewhere I can get the wood without having any problems. Start building my own shit. And start painting bodies instead of staining them. Yeah, Tom. Tom says, I think building your own stuff would be a great idea. Yeah, it would be a great idea. I just gotta get off my ass and start doing it. So this part here needs to be leveled out a little bit more. Dry that spot off. Oh, it's actually all right. Okay. There was a dip in the center over here. The epoxy build up on the sides, so I had to level off all this to get it to where it is flat now. Which is not fun. So I think I got all that sanded. Now I just got to do the edges with the 800 grit, and then I can go to the 1500 grit. Like I said, this epoxy shit fucking, when you're sand, whatever you sand off, if you don't wipe it off right away and it dries, it becomes very, very hard. Yeah, a little bit of Bob Seger. Gotta be careful I don't go through this clear, especially around the edges where it's probably a lot thinner. Shopsmith. What is Shopsmith, Tom? Well, I've got you're talking about like a tool for sanding? All right, take care, man. Have a good one. Thanks. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, okay. I see what you mean, Tom. Kind of like an all-in-wonder tool. It's got a lot of stuff built into it or built on it. That's what that is, and it would save. Yeah, if that's what that is, Tom. Probably save a lot of room over here. Got two mills. One is kind of like a drill press. The other one is an actual mill, a lathe, and then all these damn tools that we got over here. I gotta look into that, see what the hell that thing is. Pick up one. Ah, Zip's in here too. Hey, Zip, what's going on? Sorry about that, Zip. Yesterday, I was working on this thing. I wasn't even paying attention to the chat. And I thought about it. And I was like, oh shit, what if somebody comes in and says something? I wouldn't even fucking know it. So I brought up the chat, and sure enough, you were there. And I missed you. Well, the fun part of doing this thing is going to be getting rid of the parts where I got masked off here and here. That's going to be fun. You have to use a router to do that. So I got epoxy the fuckers in. Yeah, that camera, I don't know why the fuck it's doing that. I think I got it's probably too close. They were saying yesterday it looks like a heartbeat. Get all this shit off of here before it decides it wants to dry in here. Now I think I can start with the 1500 grit sandpaper. Get that started. See, every time I touch it, my oils from my fingers stain.
Disney is taking full advantage of that song. They have gotten it on their new TV spot for their upcoming animated film Moana, due out later this month. If you want to see Styx live, they're going to be here later this week at the Genesee Theater in Waukegan. For more details, check out rockthefox.com. Click on concerts. Now, normally it'd be time.
Hey Mick, what's going on? How you doing, bro?
Out today, he will return tomorrow and bring you 2-minute with me. Up next on More Here and Fox Boston Plus.
Not going to be a very interesting video, man. Just going to be just sanding. And I got to let this sandpaper soak in the water. So now I am doing the 1500 grit. Stop focusing in and out, you bastard. Why the fuck does it keep doing that? Let's try to do something here. Let's see something here. Still fucking doing it. Oh, maybe not. There you go. I think I just got to stop. I hope. All right, so I gotta let this shit soak for a while. I think I'll have a cigarette. My third cigarette of the day since I got up, which is not bad. I gotta make a panel for here. Gotta make a cover for here. This one comes with the kit, but because there is like fucking almost a 16th of epoxy resin on this thing, it's probably gonna be. I'm probably gonna have to round off the edges over here so they're not sharp. Well, today's the day of the fucking election. So who do you people think is going to win? Okay.
Presents a voicemail from your friend Electricity.
Hey, it's me, Electricity. So I'll keep this short. Get it? Anyway, I just want to make sure you're not like so mad at me about that electrical fire in your kitchen. I mean, obviously you're not. And it's no big deal if you are.
Yeah, no shit, Zip.
Asking me to pay for the damage. Right?
Electricity won't pay for an electrical fire. Luckily, the Geico Insurance Agency makes getting coverage a snap. Visit geico.com to see how affordable renter's insurance can be. It's time to break out the old Christmas tree.
Well, I didn't bother with the voting today, so I can care less. Neither one of them are worth the fuck, so why bother? They have a boss they got to answer to anyway, so whatever they do has to be approved by somebody else. So it's not like they can do whatever the hell they want.
Katie, where's your Jergens? My lotion? You're in the shower where it belongs. Wait, in the shower? Yeah, Mom. I use Wet Skin Moisturizer from Jergens. It instantly locks in moisture from my shower, so my skin stays
George, not really sure until the final votes come in, I guess. Yeah, that's true. Tom says, come on, respect the channel. Take the bad. In my opinion. Zip says Mick.
Favorite neighborhood bar, Iron Horse Bar and Grill is open 11 a.m. Friday through Sunday and 4 p.m. Monday through Thursday.
Mick says Zip.
4 to 6, Monday through Thursday. And Friday night fish fry. Like them on Facebook. Check out ironhorsebar.com.
Hey, Dana, what are you doing up? No recent activity. Okay, it's not the real Ed Dana. Oh, maybe it is. Oh, yeah, it's the real Ed Dana. All right, sorry, Ed, I had to check. You never know who is. Oh, man. Hey, Ed. My mother was supposed to do No, don't bother me. It's when you do these stuff, don't. No. Uh-uh. Eric. Yeah, well, I haven't been smoking that much either. I've been relying on my, what do you call it, vape thing, which is still not fun, but doesn't have too much of an edge to it. Try the vape thing, Ed. It might work. It might help you. At least take the edge off this shit, especially if it's more, with me, smoking is more of the habit than anything else. Maybe it'll work for you.
Danny in today for Twigs. Chris Shiflett of the Foo Fighters has proven that he is the best guy around when it comes to helping out a friend. A musician, a fellow musician, says no doubt his Telecaster Deluxe was stolen out of his car and he posted online. Chris Shiflett saw the post and messaged him through Foo
Yeah,
Fighters.
so one thing I noticed too,
Hey, man, sorry
not
for
smoking as much. Usually I buy 5 packs. Instead of buying a carton, I'll buy 5 packs and think that I'm not going to smoke them very fast. Well, almost 3 packs a fucking day. It's going through them pretty quick. And now that I'm not buying very many of them, because I also have 1 pack of cigarettes, and the pack of 1 pack will last me almost 3 days. Almost, not quite, but these hangouts are killing me though. Sitting in a hangout and trying not to smoke a cigarette is a pain in the ass. Because I'm going to smoke more when I'm in a hangout. So yeah, one spot I got to do a little bit of a touch-up work on. A little spot over here that I kind of went through a little bit, so I'm going to have to touch that up before I start buffing it. Not going to be that big of a deal. The bad shit about this epoxy, when you pour it on, it kind of goes over to the edges when you brush trowel it on or whatever. It goes to the edges and it makes the edges very thin. Zip, I know. Believe me, I know. People don't fucking get it. But can't teach an old dog new tricks. And you can't bash him in the head with a fucking 2x4. So what can you do? George, where do you think this thing's been sitting for the past I don't know how many months? Basically been sitting in a fucking corner down here, and I haven't been doing shit with it. I gotta start doing shit with it. I got no choice. I want to get it done so I can start the other project. I don't want to start 2 of them at the same time and end up, being behind on shit. I'm not too crazy about the body as far as being an explorer. This is kind of this is not my thing, but I kind of like it now the way I've been doing this. I got to change this paper. Start seeing the back of the paper is blue. You start seeing this color on the top. Time to change the paper. This shit here, this resin is epoxy, whatever fucking you want to call it. Goes through this paper like real quick. And I better have some more of this shit because this package is empty. 3,000, 2,000, 3,000, 3,000, 2,000, 1,500. All right, cool. It sucks. You can get a pack of the 400 grit, 800 grit, and 600 grit that's got 10 inside it, but they only give you 3 of these. And I don't want to buy a full sheet, a package with a full sheets in it, because they're kind of a pain in the ass. And this one has a, they cut it wrong. Take that off before they'll fuck you up. Hey Eric, what if you dip the whole body and spin it to get the extra off? Number one, that's a lot of epoxy resin or glaze coating to dip it. I think that would be more than just the 2 gallons I normally buy. I buy this shit by it's a box that's got a total weight of a gallon, the 2 containers. I don't know how that would work. I really don't. I mean, I've seen them do the dipping for the swirl paint, which is kind of cool. I like that. I think that's water-based. Not sure. Nice thing about doing this way too is all these holes are filled up with epoxy, so I don't have to worry about the fucking water getting underneath it and making the finish kind of raise up because the wood's swelling up. That's one thing I like about this shit. You pour it on, it fills up everything.
Well, last week was all Cubs coverage on TV, and this week is going to be all political coverage, especially tonight. However, there are options if you don't want to stick with political coverage tonight. Personally,
So now you can see, now these aren't all foggy and stuff like they used to be. You can see inside of them now. 1,500 grit sandpaper is doing its job.
So you might need that at some point, even if just for a 10-minute break. Right now, Led Zeppelin on 103.9.
I thought the ears done a month ago. I don't know how long it's been sitting, but this has been sitting for a while. You gotta remember, a lot of my videos are from my old channel. So, and this was on my old channel. When I started my new channel up, I ended up saving all my old shit and kind of reposting some of the stuff that I wanted to post, and just got rid of the crap shit. The bullshit videos I got rid of. Although all of my videos are pretty much bullshit videos, but at least something. Maybe I'll get a fucking, I can buff this thing out. Maybe. You know, I got a couple of touch-ups I gotta take care of. Oh, Lance will be live tonight? Cool. if I ever build a cabinet or if I ever build something, I'm using this blue stain on this that I used on this. This fucking blue is nice. It's a water-based stain, but fucking looks awesome. Over 10 years of videos, Zip. Holy shit. I haven't been around here doing this shit for that long. I wish I had all the pictures and shit that we had years ago working on all the cars. I wish I had all that shit still. And make a video posting all that shit. A lot of stuff my father didn't believe in taking pictures of. And some of the stuff he did was custom work, but not the custom work that, not the real good shit that we did. And then some of them are fucking blurry, 35 millimeter fucking cameras. Yes. You had a few beers in here and shit like that. Give that person a camera and see how those photos come out. You'll be really surprised because you ain't gonna be able to see a damn thing. See, with the water under, you can kind of see the wood grain, the shine to it, and the wood grain that's popping out in this thing. This epoxy resin is going to give this like a deep look to it. The sandpaper is not cutting anymore. I tell you. You haven't made a good one of what? You haven't made. It's a fucking guitar video or something. Yeah, you've made some pretty good ones, man. Yeah, this is just sliding over. It's not even cutting it anymore. God damn. If this was lacquer and I was sanding the fucking lacquer with 15, I'd be able to get a pretty good long time off of this fucking paper. Not this shit. Zip. Zip says, I have to try my new phone at the strip club. Ha. I don't know if you could do that or not. You know, the ones around here you can't. No fucking cameras. Oh, I can see inside the cavities now. Hey, what's going on, Ahmed? How you doing? I have a long time no see. Surprised you're not at work. Zip says, the trick of playing guitar is not to be like all the rest. Yeah, it is. And then trying to find out your own style of playing is a pain in the ass. And what I've been doing is I've just been playing to what I feel comfortable with, or the style, and try to go with that. Even though some people would say that was wrong. Sounds almost the same, but oh man. Come on, dry so I can see if I see more scratches in it. with this part right here, you'll be able to tell the 1500 grit scratches from the 600 or the 800 grit set scratches. So I'll see how many more times I have to go over this. And now I have to go over the edges a little bit, but try not to rush this and finish it too fast, because then it'll be, you know, it'll look like it was finished sloppy. I wonder what the 1500 grit. With the 1500 grit, how much will it take to polish it? So I'll take a little rubbing compound. We'll go over here with it. Rub it into this area here between the color of the body and the looking into the it's going to need a little bit more. It's going to need more sanding. I'm not going to be able to polish it out. It's going to need more sanding. You can see a little bit better in there, but let's see if I try the more aggressive shit. Try some actual regular rubbing compound and see how much it cuts through it. 1500 grit sandpaper, you should be able to get a shine off of any other surface, but I guess not this. Or I need to machine polish it, and that'll bring it out. Well, this part here is foggy from sanding. This part here, you can see through it now. Let's try the hand glaze after that. See how that fucking brings a little bit more out. Using the buffer will be a hell of a lot better and a lot easier. There you go. Now I'm bringing a shine into it. Color got darker over here than the rest of it. And there's a gloss to it now. See if I can. So you can see the circle where I polished it, and the rest of it's all fucking foggy. You can actually see inside there now. This is not going to be fun. I still got more sanding to do. Let's see. Let me follow up what you guys are doing. Hey, Ken, what's going on? You should see it. Okay, you can go fuck yourself. Mr. Ken, I haven't seen you in a long time. How are you doing? Congratulations on your little thing you got going on there. Can imagine how much of a surprise that was. I don't know if you guys could see this or not. Right here is where I hand rubbed it. You can kind of see inside. And then the rest of this is where I haven't, it still needs to be, I sanded this part all over here, but this part I rubbed out by hand. So you can see inside they're really good. But I need to go hit this with the, all the way up to 3,000 before I do any polishing on it. I just want to see what it's going to look like. And that this coating that's on here, this resin, epoxy, whatever the fuck you guys want to call it. If you guys ever seen those countertops or those kitchen tables or bars or whatever, and it looks like the wood is real deep, that's exactly what this is coming out like. The camera is not doing it any fucking justice. Oh man. Oh, that's pretty cool, Ken. Oh, yeah, take off, or are you still here? All right, another piece of paper. Oh, Ken, I haven't seen in such a while. Is this the first hangout you've been in since whatever? I hear you, King. Well, or King Ken. I hear you. And well, thanks, man. Kind of cool you stopped by me. I round off this edge over here. Fucking shit's moving on me. Yeah, I kind of started this a lot earlier today. Hey, Zip, if you're still around, what do you think about rail humbucker, mini humbucker rail pickups? I ordered a set of Dragonfires. They got some pretty damn good reviews as far as what they are and how they sound. Um, they are a mini humbucker, the same size as a single coil. They're rails on the top, and I guess you could split them. It's got, I believe it's 5-wire, 4-wire. You can split them, and that's what I'm going to do with them on the other guitars. The other kit I'm going to build.
Says that Motley Crue came on stage wearing monkey masks during the Raskin set and sprayed the banned with water guns full of urine. And to make that even worse, they had paid, the Raskins had paid $1 million to be on tour with the Motley Crue at that time. So let's see what comes of this one, because this has the makings of being a little bit more ridiculous than the Led Zeppelin trial, but it's going to be fine. We'll see. Up next on the 103 on the Fox, we got Deep Purple and John Mellencamp. Stay right there.
Join 103.9 The Fox this Saturday for our One Bet Jeep Run.
I guess he left.
We'll broadcast live from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And then we roll. The run ends at Buffalo Wild Wings on Route 14 in Crystal Lake. It's just a $10 donation to enter, and all entries get a special offer from B-Dubs that day. Plus, prizes go to the best red, white, and blue decorated Jeep and dog. That's right, you can bring your
Getting warm
dog
here.
to ride along too. One bet is saving the lives.
Stop beating, you fucking camera.
With Canine Companions. Learn more at the number one VET. The number one VET.
I don't know why the fucking camera is going in and out like that as far as focus goes. Cheap piece of shit.
Powered by Ray Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Buffalo Wild Wings, and 103.9 The Fox. Get more details. Pre-register at rockthefox.com.
Oh, excuse me.
Hey, what's going on, Fox Rockers? It's Quicks. As we head into the winter months, you need a dependable car. One you can count on to start and take care of those slick roads.
P-rails.
Inside. Keep them happy too. I'm so happy.
All right, tell me what P-rails are, George.
You would be too. My Malibu is one good-looking car, and the interior big enough for the whole family. Plus those built-in USB ports and wireless charging station. All the kids' toys fully charged, and my toys. Who my kids? And the 1.8-liter hybrid engine takes.
Yeah, I don't know if they're P-rails or not. Where's my phone? Oh, right here. I know he shipped them out today. Let me see what.
My driving habits can affect my fuel economy. Saving money is always great, and now you can save $2,000 to $12,000 on select Chevy models at Gary Lund Chevrolet. It's worth the trip up Route 31. I'm telling you.
Notifications shipped.
You probably paid too much. It's the biggest sale of the season. It's the Apple Vacation Super.
This is what I ended up getting.
Save up to 50% on your winter vacation to Mexico or the Caribbean. What are you looking for in a 4-week weekend?
They are.
Or a full week of luxury for vacation?
Where is it? Where's the description? Dragonfire hot telly rails, humbuckers, in a single coil size, cream and chrome. Now I gotta find a chrome bridge or a neck pickup. I mean, for this. They got good reviews. I mean, they got excellent fucking reviews, which I was really surprised. Come on, dry already. I want to see how fucking much more I got sand in this thing. Because this one here, don't know how well it's going to look. But these are the Dragonfire Screamers. I'm not going to do any, I'm just going to leave them as they are as far as the wiring goes, but they can be split. And, you know, once this thing gets shined up, they're a blue. I know it doesn't look like a blue, but they're blue.
No midlife crisis. Just ask my wife. Call Integrated Health in Crystal Lake at 815-356-0713 to schedule a free weight loss consultation and discover the weight loss solution that works. Or visit synergymedicalweightloss.net today.
Flu season is here, but there's something else going around that can be even more contagious, and that's hope. Trident is committed to spreading hope, not the flu. In honor of all our customers.
All right, let's see what I got here. Well, other than around this pickup over here, which most of this gets covered anyways, I can go to the next. I can go and doing all the edges, get all the edges done. You know, the nice thing about this too is I let it sit. Sometimes these will shrink a little bit, and I don't feel anything that's shrunk. It feels pretty smooth. That worked out pretty good. All right, let's see what we got here. Hey, Eric, I got to run back in. Yeah, that's fine. Take it easy, man. Thanks for stopping by, Ken. Kind of surprised to see you, man. Don't be a stranger. It's getting fucking hot in here. What is it? 75 degrees in here. Damn. So after I get everything pretty much sanded, and before I start buffing, I think. I don't know how, if I'm going to do it before I start buffing it or after I buff it. I'm going to take it to the mill and cut all this shit out. And these, I think I'm going to do before I start buffing it. That way, if the router or anything has something under it, which I don't think it will, I don't want to scratch the finish around where I'm cutting. Hey, Green, what's going on? How's it going, man? Thanks. Working on it slowly. Trying to get it done. Right now, I'm doing the 1500 grit sandpaper on there. Kind of waiting for this to make sure it dries really good so the color is all consistent through everything. That way I can see if it needs to be sanded anyplace else. With the 1500 grit, it don't look like it. I think I got enough 1500 grit to finish this off. If not, I'll have to make a run to the store. Well, around 1 o'clock, I'm going to have to pack it up. Got a few other things I got to take care of today. When I do the edges, I want to keep it all angled the same way. I don't know if you can see how I got one finger straight and I got one finger slightly bent down. It gives me a curve, and the curve stays that way while I'm sanding. So it's kind of formed the fit around the edge over here, and I'm not putting any pressure with my two fingers. I'm just kind of letting the sandpaper do the work. This way it helps you not to go through, especially around a corner or an edge like this. Plus, with 1,500 grit paper, you're not cutting too much, anyways. It's not off this yet. And the reason why the paper is not sticking to the usually sandpaper will stick, stick to the finish, and you can't move it or do this with it. It's because I put soap inside the water. The soap in the water acts like a lubricant. Just a few drops of dishwashing liquid helps with this shit. All right. Take it easy, Dan. Take care. Have a good one. Have a good day. Stay out of trouble. No, I haven't, George. I have to check it out. I've been watching some fucking weird video. Well, not really weird videos, but I've been watching a lot of videos on what the hell you call it, like abandoned houses. The owner died or something and had no family or anything to take care of the property or do anything with the property, so it just sits there with all the guys shit inside of it too. I've been watching a lot of shit like that. All right, man. Take it easy, Green. Have a good one. Thanks for stopping by, man.
What up, Brianna Fox, the Rock of Scotland. I'm joining in today for Quigs. Pearl Jam's been named one of the 2017 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominees, and it is getting some heated reactions. One in particular from a former Pearl Jam band member. Their former drummer David is upset that he was not listed in the names that will be honored. Instead, the drummer that was listed is Dave Grusin, the original drummer of the band. He posted on Facebook saying that the band will do the right thing. They know what the right thing is to do. They can't justify snubbing Dave Everett. Right now, this is on 103 Fox.
Tom, when you route out the neck pocket and pickups, are you going to have to sand it again? I don't know. I shouldn't have to. I shouldn't have any problems if I, as long as there's nothing underneath the router, the flat part of the router that's going to rest on top of this, as long as there's nothing sharp that's going to scratch or gouge or anything, which when I did it on the Angel guitar, it worked out perfect. I shouldn't have to do any more sanding after that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up finishing everything off with the 1500 grit sandpaper. I got a spot on the back that I got to touch up, right in the back of the neck pocket. So I got to put a little bit of stain on there and then mix up some of this shit and kind of just build up that area a little bit. Not much, but other than that, it should be fine. I should be able to just 1500 grit the whole thing, get that done, stain and mix up some of the resin, put it on that one spot, and let that cure. Check to see if I have to sand it again. I might have to sand it a little bit. I don't know. If not, then I'll just go with the 2000 grit sandpaper over everything after I get everything done, and that should make it pretty much. Next will be the 3000. Buff it out. So it should be fine. This pocket here, I'm not worried about as far as cutting it out, and if there's any resin inside there, I can get that out with the router. This one here is the one that I gotta watch, be careful for. If it's a little bit in the pocket over here, I could take care of that. But if there's any on the side walls going down or any on the bottom part of it, somehow I gotta get that to wood without removing any wood. Otherwise, that neck isn't going to fit right again. I'm going to have to shim it again. And I'm trying to avoid that. That's the one thing I don't like about this epoxy resin shit. No matter how well you mask it off, it still seeps in because when it gets hot, it lifts the tape. So that's why I like this tape better than the blue shit. This one seems to hold a little, work out a little bit better. Let's see here. Well, this side looks like it's pretty much done. I can go start doing the sides of it and the back of it next. But I think the next guitars that I do, if I'm going to do any type of artwork or anything with the finish, I'll use this resin on the top, but I won't do the sides and the back with it anymore. It's too much work, too much of a pain in the ass. Looks nice, but it's going to be one of those things where it's just going to be too much of a pain. A couple spots over here. You can still see the 400 grit or the 800 grit sandpaper in it. They shouldn't be. They better not be. I masked this shit off pretty good. Some may seep inside there. A little bit might like get inside there, but it won't be like really, really bad. Like I said, this is the only one that I'm worried about right here where the neck goes into. I can get it out, but I got to do it without removing a lot of wood because the neck gets glued in there. So unless I turn this, if a lot got in there, then this won't be a glued neck. It won't be a set neck. It will be a fucking bolt on. I'll glue it in and fucking put some screws in the back of it. I got some plates for neck plates that I could put in on the back of here to hold the son of a bitch on. But if that's the case, then oh well. Nothing I can do about it. This one here, I could just route out with the router all the way down to the wood. It's not going to be a big deal. All right, I got rid of the sanding marks over here from the 800 grit sandpaper. I say the top is pretty much done for right now. I have one more cigarette, and then pack this shit up. No, the bit that I'm going to use to cut these out, Tom. Shit. Hold on one second. Now for this shit here, I'm going to use the Dremel. I got a router attachment that fits on the Dremel, and I'm going to use that for the to remove this shit out of here. But I've got a wait, how is it? All right. I don't know what these are called, but they're fucking awesome for cutting. I get the goddamn thing out of the box. All right, this is kind of a weird drill. At least that's what it looks like as a drill, but it's not. It's for cutting. It's tapered in the back and then kind of flares out as it gets to the edge where the swirl is, where the blade is on. And I can't remember what how these things are called. Maybe you guys know what it is. But for like routing out drywall holes in drywall and shit like that, it's good for cutting. And this is what I've been using for routing out the part of the, wherever I got to cut out, like on this here. And it doesn't chew up the edges. You can put it all the way up against the wall and ride the wall, and it won't cut up the wood. It only takes out the resin part of it. Yeah, I know. Stop smoking. I have a couple of cigarettes here and there, not like I used to, though. Most of the time I use that fucking vape thing. Yeah, that's what it is. I think that's what it's called, the RotoZip shit. They work. They work fucking good. I haven't broke one yet. I used to use them for cutting circles in MDF board for speaker holes. I've got a what the fuck is it? This tool here is great for measuring out for diameter as far as the measure speakers for circles and shit like that. And in the garage, there's a plastic plate about yay big. You put a Dremel on one end, or you could put like a router on the other end. There's a pin on the other side of it that you put inside the center part of the circle, and then you just use this plastic thing. It goes all the way around, cuts a perfect goddamn circle, and that's the bit that I was using for doing that. Well, this top can go to the 2000 grit sandpaper. The top is basically done. It's fucking smooth as hell, flat. I don't feel any divot where the epoxy is and the cutouts. Yeah, so these, I'm not too worried about cutting them out. And then I'll take the mill, I'll put this on the mill and cut out all these holes on here, get those all cut out. I already pre-drilled the switch for the lights. And then you got output jack here, 3-way switch, and then your volume and your tone. Which I think I'm going to get a better 3-way switch for this. I don't like these box switches that these things come with.
Interesting lineup, and that's just only a few of them. Up next, Stones. Keep it here.
Stay connected to 103.9 The Fox 24/7. Follow us on Twitter at Rock the Fox Radio.
Imagine it's a frosty, cold,
Let's see
Chicago
here.
morning.
Your child needs to get to school,
You go to the closet.
Oh, yes, man.
but there is
No, my daddy didn't buy me this kid.
child in your home. You do anything to make sure there is a warm coat hanging there.
Got news for you, man. My father doesn't buy me shit. I'd buy my own shit if I want it.
We're doing everything possible to make sure there's warm coats in closets all around Chicagoland. That's why
Reminds me, fucking Friday, he goes in to have his pacemaker swapped out for a new one.
Is collecting coats, hats, scarves, and mittens for children who have none. From now until December 14th, drop them off at any Merlin shop, and we'll deliver them to Children's Home and Aid.
because of you, kids can be warm this Christmas.
Tell you, they mount those pacemakers in the fucking top of your shoulder, or like in the front. There's like a little pocket of meat between your elbow, your shoulder joint, and your neck. There's like a little pocket. They put that fucker inside there.
Your football experience will be made. The full-service bar and grill features dine-in, delivery, and pickup. Roadhouse is the place for a huge selection of.
I don't live in my daddy's basement. The basement's a fucking workshop and a playroom for my kid. I have my own bedroom. And no, I don't live off of welfare. Oh.
Playing on the most exciting slots from the most popular manufacturers. Brought to you by the Universal Gaming Group. You can play over 50 video slots of poker games. You can't win it if you don't spin it. So come on.
Some people fucking stick around their parents' house to take care of them when they get old. Help them out. Somebody falls down or there's nobody here or something happens and shit like that because, you see it this way. Your parents raise you, they bring you up, they take care of you throughout your fucking young life until you go and move out and do your own thing. But when they get sick, they got nobody. When their health is bad, they got nobody. And out of my brother and my sister, I was the only one that fucking came back here to help them out. So that's how that shit works.
Do you get tired of hearing car dealers shout about so-called deals and how great they
Yeah, he still works. He still works because he wants to.
something refreshing? A customer. My name is Bob Fiorani. I live in Barrington, Illinois, not far from Marquardt dealership.
He still works because he wants to work.
30 years. I hate to say it's that long.
He's not forced to.
Unlike the old days when you had to go and fight with a car dealer, this place has wonderful, open, honest people. The place has a culture that I like to do business with. They're fair priced. There's no hassle.
I don't even know why I'm even fucking talking to your ugly ass.
If something does go wrong, I buy Buicks because they're so reliable. There's never a problem. So I'd like to be just a testimony for this place, these people, and this product.
Yeah, I mean, I'm taking care of
To
them.
hear the rest of the story and watch his full video testimonial along with dozens more on our website at buycar123.com. That's buycar123.com. When you stop
How to explain this? Why should I?
to grab a handful of licorice,
You wouldn't understand even if you fucking knew it.
with all the major U.S. airlines, great fares, and parking as low as $7 a day, you'll save time and money when you fly up the interstate to Milwaukee's airport. Visit flymke.com to see why.
All right, I gotta start cleaning up over here.
Your alternative.
Looking for a new or used vehicle? Garyline has over 1,500 vehicles. 7 brands on 22 acres. The Garyline Auto Group is on Route 31 in Henry or go to GarylineAuto.com.
Ah, Dio. That's fucking kick ass. All right. Time to put this shit away. Leave the sandpaper in the water. Let's see here. No, I'm not a liar, man. You don't fucking know me, so you don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Yeah, man, never had. Good job, Eric. Why do you think he is right now? Right, Elmo? There is place to fight. This isn't it. Yeah, I'm not fighting. I'm not arguing. I'm keeping my cool. No big deal. He's not bothering me whatsoever. Not bothering me whatsoever. Still doing my thing and shit like that. Just now I have to clean up. I'm getting rid of all this shit. And don't worry about it, guys. It's not a fucking big deal. It's all the same stupid shit all over again. All right. I don't know if you can see a difference in this. Probably not. But when you get to the 1500 grit paper, you can start seeing the details. You can start seeing what's inside of these cavities. You know, right now there's 600 paper I sanded with the back of it. And you can still see everything pretty clearly, but I got a fog to it. Not as much as you can see on this side. The lines are pretty more, the epoxy is pretty much more transparent and everything else. So what I got left to do are the sides and the back with the 1500 grit. And then I think I'm going to take this thing over to the router and to the mill, drill out everything, remove these fucking pockets over here, and then continue with the 2000 and the 15 or 2000 to 3000 grit. That might be the plan. I don't know. It's nice how I know I'm pretty much square on these corners. Is that when I stand the fucker up, it doesn't fall down. I do some towel washing. But just in case it does fall, I put a towel in front of it. Oh. Well, I'm supposed to be doing something tonight, so I don't know what's going on. Got some plans for tonight to go out, so I'm not too sure if I'll be here. I'm not even bothered voting, Ed, and thanks for the compliment on looking good. All right, you guys, it is a few minutes to 1, and I'm going to run. Thanks for watching. Sorry if it was so boring. Thanks for joining us, yeah, man. So you guys take it easy.
The Rock of Chicagoland 1039 The Fox. Rolling Stones got a new album coming out December 2nd called Blue and Lonesome. It was put together over 3 days to get some hype going for the album today. They released the new video.